यूपीएससी एस्पायरेंट्स, अभी हम डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं यूपीएससी प्रीलिम्स 2023 का आंसर की। आपके लिए इजी हो, वीडियो मैनेजेबल रहे इन टर्म्स ऑफ लेंथ, इसलिए हम बहुत ही टू द पॉइंट और क्रिस्प डिस्कशन करेंगे। राइट, सो लेट्स बिगिन। वी आर डिस्कसिंग द सेट ए ऑफ द क्वेश्चन पेपर। आप क्वेश्चन के हिसाब से अपना जो भी सेट हो उसके साथ मैच कर लीजिएगा। So the first question is, consider the following statements. Jhelum river passes through Wular Lake. This is absolutely correct. The next statement is Krishna river directly feeds Kolleru Lake. This is incorrect. The third statement is meandering of Gandak river formed Kanwar Lake. This was recently in news in Bihar, right? So this is absolutely correct. So the right answer is option B, only 2. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Consider the following pairs. This is regarding ports. As we know, the ports and especially the port infrastructure was in the news in the last year. So a question has come directly from that portion. Match the following. Kamrachar Port is the first major port in India registered as a company. This is absolutely correct. Mundra Port is the largest privately owned port in India. This is again correct. The third statement is Vishakhapatnam is the largest container port in India. This is incorrect because the largest is JNPT in Mumbai. Right? So this is incorrect. So the right answer will be, how many of the above pairs are correctly matched? The right answer will be only 2 pairs. Okay. Third question. This is directly a question from forestry, forests of India. Now, how many of the above are deciduous trees? We know mahua and teak. This is a straightforward question. They are obviously deciduous trees. Jackfruit is not. So how many of the above are deciduous trees? The answer will be only 2. Question number 3, the right option is option B. Coming to question number 4. This is a question you require detailed study of the economic survey and the recent comparisons between India and China. Let's begin. Statement number 1. India has more arable area than China. This is right. Okay. The second statement, the proportion of irrigated area is more in India as compared to China. This is wrong. The proportion of irrigated area is more in China as compared to India. Okay. Next is the average productivity per hectare in Indian agriculture is higher than that of China. This is again wrong. China's productivity is more than India. Okay, so 2 of the statements are incorrect, only 1 is correct. So how many of the above statements? Option A, only 1. Right? Now this is a single statement question. Okay, direct question with regards to mangroves and swamps. Which one of the following is the best example of repeated falls in sea level giving rise to present day extensive marshland? This is a comparatively easier question than the rest. The right answer is option D, runoff Kutch. Okay. Ilmenite and rutile, abundantly available in certain coastal tracts of India, are rich sources of which of the following? Again, this I would say is a slightly tougher question. The answer is 6D, titanium. Okay. Coming to question number 7, about 3/4 of world's cobalt, a metal required for the manufacture of batteries for electric motor vehicles, is produced by which of the following nations? Right. The right answer is option C, the Democratic Republic of Congo. Even in social media and in newspapers, we have seen news that the people of DRC are being exploited because of the highly available cobalt there. So I would again say this is not an easy question, but it was in news in the recent times. Okay. Now again a question from Africa related to mapping. Which one of the following is a part of the Congo basin? Okay. The right answer is A, Cameroon. UPSC has asked a lot of questions from the mapping part, so you need to be absolutely detailed from the next time onwards. Now in this question number 9, I am not reading out all the 3 statements. All the 3 statements here are wrong. Okay, all the 3 statements are wrong. The answer will be option D, none. Same goes for question number 10. all the statements are wrong. Okay, incorrect. The right answer is option D, none. Coming to question number 11. Statement 1 is India, despite having uranium deposits, depends on coal for most of its electricity production. This statement is absolutely right. As we know, we have uranium deposits, but most of our electricity is derived from coal, isn't it? Statement 2. Uranium enriched to the extent of at least 60% is required for the production of electricity. Now, this is the wrong statement. We need roughly from 3 to 5%, right, of enrichment for production of electricity. So, statement 1 is right, statement 2 is incorrect. So, the right option will be 11, option C. Okay. Question number 12. Marsupials are not naturally found in India. Okay, this statement is right. Marsupials can thrive only in montane grasslands with no predators. Again, this is an extreme statement. Okay. So the right answer is 12C. Statement 1 is correct, 2 is incorrect. Now, this is a very factual question with regards to indexes and database. Right? Question number 13. Invasive species specialist group belongs to which of the following organization? The right answer is IUCN. You must have studied about IUCN Red List, right? This is not exactly the Red List, but this database belongs to IUCN. Okay. Coming to question number 14. How many of the above are generally nocturnal or most active after sunset? Right? So among here the answer will be only 2. Next, which one of the following organisms perform waggle dance? Now this answer is 15C, honeybee. Coming to question number 16, here we see all the 4 statements have this word some. Some mushrooms have medicinal properties, have psychoactive properties, have insecticidal properties, have bioluminescent properties. So, it could be possible that not all mushrooms have these properties, but there definitely are some mushrooms which have these kind of properties. So, the answer to this question is all 4, 16D, right? Next, coming to question number 17, with regards to Indian squirrels, they build nests by making burrows in ground, incorrect. They store the food materials like nuts and seeds in the ground, incorrect. They are omnivorous, correct. So the right option will be option A, only 1. Coming to question number 18. Some microorganisms can grow in environments with temperature above the boiling point of water. Again, the keyword is some, right? So most of the microorganisms cannot grow above the boiling point of water, right? This everyone knows. But there definitely are some microorganisms which can do that. They can grow above the boiling point, below the freezing point, and also in acidic environment, right? So the right option will be option D. Extremely sorry. The right option will be option C. All 3. How many statements are correct? All the 3 statements are correct. Now, this is a question because of which many aspirants are saying that they might as well watch the Discovery or National Geographic channel, but this is just one of the 100 questions, so you need not worry much. The question is, which of the following makes a tool with a stick to scrape insects from a hole in a tree or a log of wood? The right answer is B, orangutan. Okay. Question number 20. In the making of how many of the above are hydrofluorocarbons used? The answer is all of these. The hydrofluorocarbons are used: fire retardants, lubricants, foam agents, aerosols, everything. So the right answer is option D, all 4. Now coming to question number 21. Interest income from deposits in InvITs, Infrastructure Investment Trust, distributed to their investors is exempted from tax, but the dividend is taxable. This is incorrect. Why? Because even this interest income, this is also taxable. Okay, this is not exempted from tax. Second statement is absolutely correct. InvITs are recognized as borrowers under this RFC Act 2022. This is absolutely correct. So statement 1 is incorrect, statement 2 is correct. Option D. Okay. Next, statement 1. In the post-pandemic recent past, many central banks worldwide had carried out interest rate hikes. Now we have seen in the recent past that there have been consistent Fed rate hikes, Federal Reserve hikes, that is the Central Bank of America. They have increased the interest rates because there is high inflation in those countries. To combat the inflation, they have increased the interest rates, right? So the first statement is absolutely correct. Second statement, central banks generally assume that they have the ability to counteract the rising consumer prices via monetary policy means. We had also made a video in this regard, right? So the central banks generally they increase the policy rate because of which they think that the money supply with the consumers will be lesser, which will subsequently combat inflation. Okay, so this statement is also correct. The right option will be 22A. Both statement 1 and 2 are correct, and 2 is the correct explanation of statement 1. Right. Next, carbon markets are likely to be one of the most widespread tools in the fight against the climate change. This is absolutely correct. Okay. We know about carbon credit. If someone is emitting more carbon than the required amount, they can sell the carbon credits to different country which is emitting lesser carbon, in which that country which is emitting lesser carbon gets some reward because of doing environmentally sustainable practices, right? Next, carbon markets transfer resources from the private sector to the state. Now, this is not always true, but it is not written always also. This is not an extreme statement. Carbon markets transfer resources from the private sector to the state. So this is slightly ambiguous. Okay. The right answer can be option number C. Statement 2 is incorrect. Okay. Because it does not necessarily mean that the resources are transferred from private sector to the state. Right? It goes from state to state, can happen. So this is slightly ambiguous. Okay. Well, but most probably the answer will be option C. Coming to question number 24. Which one of the following activities of RBI is considered to be a part of sterilization? Okay. The right option will be option A, conducting open market operations in which the RBI sells the securities or buys the securities. It reduces or increases the money supply according to what the RBI wants. So, by conducting OMO, it conducts sterilization. Right. Question number 25. How many of the above are included in the capital market? Now, for a very simple understanding, you should know that capital market is for the long term and money market is for the short term. Now, call money market is for absolute short term. This is almost overnight. So, this is not in capital market, obviously. Treasury bill market is also for a time period of less than a year. This is also not included in the capital market. Both of these are included in the money market, right? Now, government bond market can be happening for a long time. Okay, it is the debt market. Stock market, the equity market, this is also included in the capital market. So the right option will be option B, only 2, right? Now, which one of the following best describes the concept of small farmer, large field? We know in India we have this problem of farmers with smaller land holding, because of which they cannot use advanced technology or irrigation techniques because the smaller land holding does not allow them to do so. So if they pool their land together, they can benefit from the synergy that will happen subsequently. Okay. So the correct answer to this is option B. Many marginal farmers in an area organize themselves into groups and synchronize and harmonize selected agricultural operations. Okay. Now, I am not reading out all the 3 statements in the question number 27. All the 3 are correct. Right? Again, in the previous years, we had seen UPSC is asking questions from which crops are included in the MSP. Okay. So this minimum support price for Niger states is included in MSP. It is a kharif crop and some tribal people in India use Niger seed oil for cooking. Okay. मैंने बोला था नहीं पढ़ूंगा, but I anyway read it for your good. Okay. So the right option is 27, all three, 27C. Right. Consider the investments in the following assets: brand recognition, inventory, intellectual property, mailing list of clients. How many are considered intangible investment? Now see, inventory is not intangible, it is tangible. Right. Inventory means the stock. सब रेस्टोरेंट आपके पास चावल है, कुछ बोरी चावल के पड़े हैं, you can touch that, you can feel it, right? That is your inventory. So it is not intangible. All the rest three are intangible. Brand recognition, intellectual property, mailing list of clients, these are your intangible investments. This is your only 328C, only 3. Coming next, question number 29. This is regarding horizontal tax evolution. This is regarding horizontal, one second. Horizontal tax evolution means how will the center divide the money that will go to different states, the tax income that will be devolved to different states. यूपी को कितना देना है, कश्मीर को, ओडिशा को कितना देना है, बंगाल को कितना देना है, गुजरात को कितना देना है, राइट? So from the center to states कितना आएगा, that is vertical tax devolution, overall amount. लेकिन states में divide कैसा होगा, that is your horizontal tax devolution. So इसके कुछ criteria है कि कैसे डिसाइड होगा किस स्टेट को थोड़ा ज्यादा मिलेगा, किस स्टेट को थोड़ा कम मिलेगा. सो पॉपुलेशन है, एरिया है, इनकम डिस्टेंस है. इनकम डिस्टेंस यानी ओवरऑल पर कैपिटा इनकम कितना है इंडिया का और उस स्टेट का कितना है. तो अगर कोई गरीब है तो उसको थोड़ा ज्यादा पैसा मिलेगा नेचुरली. सो इन तीनों के अलावा व्हाट आर द अदर क्राइटेरिया फॉर हॉरिजॉन्टल टैक्स डेवोल्यूशन, राइट? फॉरेस्ट एंड इकोलॉजी डेफिनेटली देयर. Tax and fiscal government, fiscal efforts definitely there. Demographic performance definitely there. Demographic performance यानी क्या उस स्टेट ने पॉपुलेशन कंट्रोल के लिए कुछ एफर्ट्स किए हैं, तो अगर किए हैं तो उसको कुछ बेनिफिट मिलेगा उसका. फॉरेस्ट कंजर्वेशन के लिए कुछ किया है, फॉरेस्ट एरिया बढ़ा है, अगर वैसा कुछ हुआ है तो डेफिनेटली उसको कुछ ज्यादा बेनिफिट मिलेगा. टैक्स एंड फिस्कल एफर्ट्स, टैक्सेशन का टैक्स रेवेन्यू बढ़ाने के लिए उसने कुछ एफर्ट्स दिए हैं, ठीक है, उसके लिए भी उसको बेनिफिट मिलेगा. गवर्नेंस रिफॉर्म, स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट, वैसा कुछ मेंशन आउटराइटली नहीं है. सो द आंसर विल बी ओनली 3, 29B. ओके, दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन नंबर 30 is a very factual question. Okay, how many of the above does UNOPS Sustainable Investment in Infrastructure and Innovation initiative focus for its investments? So here it includes affordable housing, mass rapid transport, healthcare, yes, renewable energy, yes. So the right answer will be option C.